Dear students, I, Rupam Jha, am going to take up your Geography chapter number 7, Human Environment, Settlement, Transport and Communication. Let's look at the definition of these three words, settlement, transport and communication, one by one. As you have already learned about these three terms in your previous classes. Settlement. These are places where people build their homes. Transport. Transport is the means by which people and goods move. And coming to communication, it is the process of conveying messages to others. Now let's look at the first term, that is settlement. Now settlement could be, as you can see in the flow chart, temporary and permanent. When we talk of temporary settlement, we might refer to the early human beings who lived on trees or in caves, or we might refer to the tribes who used to be wanderers, nomadic tribes, as you might have learned in your history chapter. When we talk of permanent settlement, it means those people who live in villages, cities and towns. Let's look at the feature of temporary settlement and permanent settlement. So I am going to compare both the settlements side by side. First feature for temporary could be the temporary settlement which are occupied for a short time. Permanent settlement for a longer period. Second feature, for temporary settlement, people might be living in forest and hot and cold deserts, mountain areas, etc. Whereas for permanent settlement, of course you all know they can live in mountain areas also, plains also, but then it is permanent. Then moving to the third feature, temporary settlement, people practice hunting, gathering and shifting cultivation. For permanent settlement, they have anything which we practice today, starting from agriculture to trading to manufacturing or anything else. Then we further classify permanent settlement into rural and urban settlement. So let's look at the feature of urban and rural settlement. Now here, as you can see, urban settlement is a compact settlement. You cannot find it scattered, whereas rural can be compact as well as scattered. Then people living in rural settlements or rural areas, they practice agriculture, fishing, forestry, craft work, etc. Whereas people living in urban areas, they are engaged in manufacturing, trading, services, etc. Now moving to the next term, that is transport. Let's have a look at the transport network. We all know that in early days, it took a great deal of time to travel long distances. People had to walk. They used to carry their goods on animals. With invention of wheel, slightly some advantage was given to the people who had to travel from one place to the other. But with passage of time, new technology developed and people gradually adapted many more changes. So while looking at these, we look at three means of transport. One is land, second is water, third is air. When we refer to land transport, we mean the railways, the roadways. When we refer to water, it means inland route and sea route. And for air, it is international as well as domestic. So moving on to the land transport. So children, when we talk of land transport, we talk of roadways. The most commonly used means of transport for short distances are roads. They could be metalled or unmetalled. The plains have dense network of roads. Manali Leh Highway is the example of the highest roadways in the world. Then we can have subways, underpath, flyovers, expressways, etc. And all these are result of our ever-growing technology. Moving to railways. Railways carry goods and people over long distances quickly and cheaply. The railway network is well developed over the plain areas. Indian railway network is the largest in Asia. Then waterways, they are the cheapest for carrying heavy and bulky goods over long distances. They are mainly of two types, inland waterways and sea routes. When we are talking of waterways, we can refer to the ports that we have in our country, and we can also refer to the ports for those which are outside our country. And for this, you can refer to your NCERT book to get more examples from there. Then looking at the airways. When we look at airways, it is the fastest way of transport developed in the early 20th century. Most expensive due to high cost of fuels. Only mode of transport to reach most remote and distant areas. Helicopters, you all know, during calamities and disasters, whenever people need to be rescued, all these helicopters are used for distributing food, water, clothes, medicines, etc. Then we move to the next topic, that is communication. Communication is the process of conveying messages to others. Now you all know, children, we have the different mode of communication. Through satellite, we have the internet facility, and with internet, you all know, we all are here together even in this COVID time. So, newspapers, mobile, television, letters, telephone, radio, and many more. All these are means of communication that makes our lives more comfortable. So, dear children, I expect you all to go through the chapter, read the chapter, and if you have any doubt, then please do come up with your doubts in the doubt clearing session class. Goodbye.